mean, for what Skip's done for baseball in Baton Rouge, I think this is the least that we could do. Just an unbelievable moment for him, and great honor.
It's got to be touching for you personally.
I mean, it is. Growing up here, playing cut ball in the back, a stone's throw away from this place, and to see what it's become, in 30 years is just amazing.
Just dropping stuff all over the place. We're back on Sports 225. I'm Lee Feinswag. Skip Bertman is my guest. He's here for a number of reasons, not the least of which is last Friday night, Alex Box Stadium's baseball field was renamed Skip Bertman Field. It's also the first airing of this show Thursday night. It's his 75th birthday, which is cool. How's it feel to be 75?
It's great. You probably don't know this, but at age 75, honest to God, this is true, really true. When you go to the airport, you don't have to take your shoes off. You're 75.
And you're flying this week.
Yeah, and I'm flying, on the 23rd, so I'm going to test that and see how it works. Because a lot of times I go through the airport, especially in New Orleans, people say, "Hey, Coach, how you doing there? Coach, give me a sign this, sign this, sign this," and I sign everything, and then they say, "Take your shoes off." And then you're dehumanized as you walk through. I'll see how I go at 75. That might be the...
Well, you had, while you were coaching, you had hip replacement.
I did.
Didn't you get your ticker? Did you get a pacemaker?
That was during the no, but I did have a stint put in. That was when I was the athletic director already. So I wouldn't say I was unhealthy.
No.
But I've always, had some things that battled a little bit. My wife had both knees, replaced, and I don't think 75 is as old as it used to be, but I must say it's up there.
Well, you were what? So 30 years, 45 years old when you came here for this job?
I was 44 exactly.
Yeah.
And I think I knew what to do. People always say, "Well, could you envision this?"
Oh, I'm talking about that part. I'm just talking about the, aging well.
Well, yeah. I'll tell you what, people have been super nice. My wife and I have been lucky. We know so many fine people, and they have been so wonderful to us. It's been a wonderful place. As the athletic director, I noticed, although I wasn't surprised, whenever I interviewed for a position, any position, like academic support, the people just wanted to be part of this team. I could tell. They looked like recruits, that they wanted to be here. And most of them are still here now. Most of the people that I worked are still there in the athletic department. And once you get that kind of consistency, it's kind of easy to pull it off day after day.
So, since I've alluded to it a whole bunch of times in the show, we talk about Skip Bertman Field. That's an amazing thing. That's an incredible thing. When was the first time that you gave it any thought when it was?
Well, first of all, I never, of all the things that I could control, I think I envisioned, everything from fans, spelled F-A-N-S, but not fans, fanatics. I mean spinning fans to cool
the stadium,
the baseball watchers, all the way to a drainage system, to a scoreboard, to bullpens, and it looks pretty much the way I thought it would look. But I never envisioned my name on the scoreboard with Alex Box. And so that was thrilling and humbling for me, really. And I enjoyed Joe Oliva and Paul Maneri, who took it forward, and the Board of Supervisors who actually passed it with political implications, meaning, that there are other things that they could have done. You say, well, there's many people at LSU that are deserving of other things, of course. And so I was very proud of that. And I was able to bring my family down and some close friends, and it was really nice.
You're out there, you're talking to a sold-out house. You got all those guys behind you from the 1993 team, and then eventually all the other players who were on hand,
Yes.
guys who played from your support personnel. And you see them unveil, above by the press box, and then in the back where it says Skip Bertman Field and everything. And what's going through your mind at that point? Because you did a good job. You didn't get choked up or anything. I was kind of surprised. I thought you might.
Actually, I was a little bit more choked up. Normally, I can handle just about any situation. I was a little bit choked up, but I had prepared something and rehearsed it well, and told the people, regardless of how much time it takes I have to say these things. And everybody, Herb Vincent, who was really running it, said, whatever you want. And it wasn't that long, but I wanted to make sure I could thank all the right people, and I wanted to make sure I could thank the crowd. I wanted to make sure I could acknowledge the family, or thank Paul Maneri and Joe Oliva and board members for bringing this forward. And I wanted to thank the players, because without players, coaches don't make halls of fame or get anything. You got to have the right players and coaches that worked with me. And I think I mentioned and got all through it, and turned around and gave the kids a bow, because I really do appreciate them and what they have done. So you got to have the best players to win. I don't think there's any doubt about that. And and I had a great, like Herb Vincent and Verge Osbury and Miriam Seeger and Bo Bonson and Eddie Nunez, people that were there when I was there, even as a coach, are still there today. All of those people were part of it. Mark Ewing in business. And, I think we did good. I think we turned the athletic department from a mom and pop shop, into a machine that's equal to Florida, Georgia, and all the rest of them.
Athletic budget well over $100 million now. It's unbelievable.
That is high, but when you consider this, that there are no tax dollars, none, zero. There are no student fees, none, zero. Only school in the nation probably to do it to this extent. And yet millions of dollars is sent back to the university.
Right.
See? Now, I know people will never remember this. It doesn't matter how many times you mention it. They just don't get it. We're the only school, maybe Nebraska does a little bit, but not too many schools, not 2 or 3 or 4 can do this. And with it all, we can still build everything that we want to build. We can still pay everybody competitive salaries. But remember, we only started 14 years ago. I mean, it isn't as if we've been doing this since 1966, like Florida, when Steve Spurrier was the MVP, and he was a player.
Yeah.
There's
a lot of the workings of what you're talking about in the financial end, the TAF and all that people would understand. I'm not letting them get into all that 'cause we don't have time. One guy I want to thank, Bill Franquez, the sports information director for baseball.
Still
25 years, and he put up with you the whole time you were there.
Yeah, he's the greatest.
Yeah, and I thank him for his help in all this. And John Williams, who is one of our guys who shot all the video that you're seeing throughout the show, the interviews that you're seeing into the segments, and the stuff from Skip. We got to take a break. I'm Lee Feinswag with Skip Bertman. You're watching Sports 225.